Frontline, the job description is basically the Bible. They are feeding the hungry, they are clothing those without clothes, and they are visiting people in hospitals and going to see the imprisoned. That is what they do from the time they wake up in the morning until the time they go to bed at night. I can remember saying to my husband that I wanted to go to the Philippines, and he said to me, then I think you should, and I think you should take our two daughters as well, who at the time were 9 and 11. The desolation, I saw the sadness, I saw the horribleness of it all, and my girls just saw kids that wanted to play. They saw through the dirt and the filth, and they saw the hearts of the children. Tens of thousands of children die from hunger-related illnesses, and I don't want my kids to sit by and say, when their kids ask them someday, well, what did you do about it? And them say nothing. So I guess I wanted them to help, rewrite history and be a part of the solution. After we came home from the Philippines, it was getting close to Christmas again, and I said to the girls, you need to write your list for Santa. And my daughter wrote, number 1, I want to go back to the Philippines. And she wrote, number 2, if you give me number 1, you don't have to give me anything else. And I thought, my children would rather go dance in a dump site with the children of the Philippines than go to Disneyland. And that's a pretty cool gift to get them. And I guess the reality is, I'd rather do that too.
This has been a privilege for me. It hasn't been really what I'm giving to them. It's what I'm getting from them. I hadn't been to East Joliet in a long time, and when I was there before, I was not alone, because it was a place where I felt like I needed protection. Well, the neighborhoods have been cleaned up. This tidy little school is lovely. There was an immediate sense of comfort. They have a system, they have a principal that just runs a tight ship, and before I knew it, 16 kindergarten kids were coming in, and they stole my heart. When Wednesday comes along, I never get the feeling, oh, I've got to go to Park School today. It's more like, hey, I get to go to Park School today, and I want to get there early. It is such a joy to work with these children. In these days when monies are so tight, it seems like the first things cut from a school's curriculum are the electives. We can come in and say, no, keep it. We'll do it for you for free and happily, and tell us other ways that we can serve you. In addition to the cooking class, the neighborhood team is at Park School, busy teaching dance classes. There's a carpentry class where some basic woodworking skills are being taught. When I ran into another member of the church who's part of the dance team, it just felt great to know that we're contributing in so many ways to this East Side school.
My name is Bob Cortese, my wife Vicki. We have 3 children, a son Joseph, 2 daughters, Jessica and Genevieve. We've been attending CCC for over 20 years, pretty much since the church started. Just been a great home for our family.
There was a knock at our door about 20 years ago, and there was a very young Dave and John Ferguson standing there on my porch. They had asked me, if we bring a church into your neighborhood, what would you like to see in it? And my response was kids programs.
We found after we started attending services that it was something that children were interested in. I myself was certainly gaining quite a bit from it, and so we decided to make CCC our church home.
About 4 years ago, our middle daughter Jessica and her husband Tommy had been asked by Troy and Janet McMahon to join them in Kansas City to start a new church, and it was quite the ask, and they said yes. So off they went. Our daughter, who had 20 years ago been attending Kids City programs at CCC to now be the director of a kids program in Kansas City, Missouri. And now we are blessed to have them moving back. They will be planting a new church in Roselle, Illinois. Jess, once again, will be the Kids City director, and Tommy, the worship leader. So we look forward to them being back, and they're also bringing along our new grandchildren with them.
So it's been great that our family has been a part of this Reproducing Church team and helping people find their way back together.
One of the most encouraging things that I realized on this last trip in Haiti is that the church really is the center of the community in Haiti. A lot of people look to the church and to their pastors for financial support, for food, for housing, for shelter. I can remember sitting by one of the pastors, like shoulder to shoulder, and he had shared about his experience after the quake. He had lost his wife and his 2 children. And I wanted to hug him. I wanted to just reach out to him because he had so much loss in his life. And it's something that I couldn't understand fully, but at that moment, I felt like I wanted to just hug him and encourage him and be whatever kind of support I could be. Then I started getting a bigger picture about the church and about what it looks like as we hold up the hands of our brothers and sisters in Haiti and help them find strength and support and let them know that we are here with them and we want to stand with them after they lost so much. One of the churches that we're going to partner with in Port-au-Prince is in an area called Carrefour. Meeting the pastor of the church that had been destroyed, Pastor Daniel, and he was so excited that we were there. He was eager to show us his church, but also to meet the people in his community. And one of the ladies that we met, her name is Madame Toumache, was surprisingly, she's 107 years old. And she was sharing with us about how proud she is to live in the area of Carrefour and how she loves everyone like they're her own kids. She took us to a place that was just flattened by the earthquake. She said, "This is my home. This is where I used to live before the quake." And she was trapped there for 15 hours. One of the things that really amazed me about Madame Toumache is she said, as long as she has life in her bones, she wants to use it to help the people of her community. I think people like her, a lady who's 107 years old, who just wants to help other people and be a light and encouragement to so many people, teaches us so much about our own selves and our own lives and what we should live for in life.
Until there's nothing else, until it all runs out, I'll give until there's nothing left. I'll give.